And we're back. Today we're going for a little bit of a walk and talk along the Jomtien Beach Road. We're just leaving the second road behind me, Jomtien second road, where I've just dropped off my wife for her spa treatment. She loves coming to Thailand for massages, treatments, and spa. Even I like the occasional massage, I must be honest with you. And yesterday, I even had a facial, which was actually quite nice. I'm not much of a facial man, but look at me now. How gorgeous is that face? Right. It is the highlight of this video today. I hope my audio is working. Yesterday I made a video and it only recorded the left track. So I actually, in my post editing, I had to put it on mono. So I actually get output to both the... So I get audio to both the audio tracks. So now I've actually, I was using my Holy Land USB-C dongle and my little mic here. Today I'm using the full receiver cabled into my camera. So we're hoping that that will have a better success rate. Hello, my name is Gerrit and I'm a Dutch guy living in Dubai, which is in the United Arab Emirates in the Middle East. But as we've already established, this is not the Middle East. This is Thailand. And right now, I am in Jomtien Beach, which is part of the more famous town of Pattaya. Now, what Pattaya is known, it's a bit of a party place. Jomtien Beach is far less so. Jomtien Beach is far more family orientated, far more quiet, and therefore we like it much more here. None of the craziness that you get in Pattaya. Yet if we want the craziness, we just jump on our bike, with a little Honda Click 160 scooter, and in 10 minutes, 15 minutes, we ride into Pattaya and partake in the festivities over there. And when we want peace and quiet, we just ride home again. Nice and simple. Or alternatively, if you don't want to ride a bike here, it's a little bit hectic. It can be a little bit intimidating for some. It's okay as long as you go with the flow, but for some people it's a little bit too much. Then you can just take the tuk-tuk, which will take you back from Pattaya for 10 baht per person. And talk about the devil, here's a tuk-tuk coming right here. This is what they look like. You get your little tuk-tuk, you just stop them anywhere random in the street where it suits you and he will stop for you. And with 10 baht per person, he will take you wherever you go. Now you will have seen that we've already arrived at the beach from the second road. It literally is a few minutes walk. Jomtien Beach Road has been undergoing a lot of construction and it's still not finished. It used to be a little goat trail along the ocean front there, but they've actually been turning it into a nice promenade. Now here you can see the works are still not finished. This is still the little track that used to be there. But when This is a launching pad for boats. The fishermen, I think, launch their boats here. But once we pass that little launching pad here, you'll see there's a lot of palm trees there now, which have been planted as part of an upgrade to the whole promenade feeling of the beach road. Very, very nice. But yeah, there's still a lot of work going on. Even the pieces that were finished right to the front where we'll be walking to now. Unfortunately, last year, in some major storms, all of that hard work was undone as the storms washed the nice promenade away and they had to redo it all again. Even the beach is widened. It's a man-made beach. It used to be quite narrow, but of course, nature does what nature wants. And here we see a much nicer setup now. And you also see all the sand that they actually bring in actually to widen the beach. But if the ocean wants its way, what people build, the ocean can retake, I suppose. Here we're going to get a little concert. Making music while selling something at the same time, it looks like. Now, here up in the distance, we can see our Europe in the distance, we can see our building. It's called the Riviera Ocean Drive. Right in front here on the first row is the Copacabana, which is a big, imposing building. And next to that, they're building the, I don't know, what is it called? A ram? Something like that? Brand new. And those buildings have direct beach access, obviously. Whereas I need to walk this distance here from that red roof at the end of the road in the cars to here, which is like a 3-minute walk. And I'd rather be on second road in terms of being on a large road with easy access to traffic with my bike than being on this beach road here where there's a lot of construction happening, as we said. But we can see here that there is men hard at work. Let's peek over the fence here. Let's see what we can see. Men at work. You know, I've always said my motto is I love work. I really, really love work. I can watch for hours. What's going on here? Digging up the beach and making it wider. Wow. A lot of work going on there. Okay, and this is cordoned off by a crane. What is that crane doing? No idea. Can we see what the crane is doing? Ah, it's putting a lamppost. Okay, that's good. And here, a lot of pipes, a lot of foam. What is the purpose of that foam? I have no idea. No idea. But you can see, once this promenade is finished, it's actually very, very nice. Gives people places to have a stroll, have a workout, have a jog. And obviously, people here enjoying the beach. So now I was intending to actually walk the whole stretch of the beach to the Jomtien Pattaya beach sign, because that is where my bank is. It does pay to have a local bank account in Thailand. However, where it used to be very easy, it has been made increasingly more difficult, and now it's near impossible to get a bank account unless you have some kind of a residence permit, be it a retirement residence, an investment residence, education residence, whatever it may be, digital nomad or destination Thailand visa. You need to have some kind of residence visa to open a bank account. And even then, people have had a lot of problems, account holders, because of a lot of scam centers that exist on the borders, where people actually use bank accounts as part of their scamming activities. Thai banks have been clamping down even on existing bank holders, where you had to re-verify yourself, and they've even been limiting their services. Like I have my permanent residence actually in Dubai, and yes, I do spend a significant amount of time here, and I own property here. So on that basis, I've been able to secure myself bank accounts. But even with my bank, they have discontinued browser-based banking. So the web portal has been shut down, and the only way you can now do remote banking is through the app. And the app itself also has now been clamped down. For instance, when you're overseas, you can't use a VPN. The app will immediately notice that you're using a VPN and will tell you to shut off the VPN or it will not work. But then when you do shut off the VPN, of course it knows that you're not in Thailand. And then one of the most popular ways of paying anything, like I pay my electricity, water bill, my cell phone account, I pay it all through QR code scanning, which they print on every single invoice. But unless you're in Thailand, you can't use the QR code facility. Only works in Thailand. So that's a bit of a pain in the ass. Then you need to pay by typing in your debit card details, which is still okay. It's just a little bit more cumbersome. Now here, by the way, we are at the Jomtien night market. Now, this is my little road. You see the building there, Riviera Ocean Drive. That's my building. And actually it's my view as well. You see two red lines. That's the pool and the gym. I live right underneath that level. So all I need to do is come out of my apartment, walk down this road of 300 meters, and I'm on the beach. And the night market, where I can have a cold beer and some nice hot food for around, I don't know, you can pay anything between 80 to 150 baht for a hot meal. And then a beer, I order a large Chang, which is a half a liter beer, which will cost me 70 or 80 baht. So that's me sorted for a meal for me and my wife. That will be like 250 baht for the two of us. So a very cheap way of having a dinner, which is what we do most of the time. We do not cook ourselves. It's too cheap here. It's not worth it to cook. And here we are. This is the new building here next to Copacabana with direct beach access. They don't even have to walk 300 meters. This is Arom, Jomtien. I believe it's fully sold out already, maybe a few left. The cheapest units go for 5.5 million baht. That will be for a studio. So, this used to be the Rabbit on the Moon, I believe the name was. Coffee shop, nice coffee shop. It is now become the showroom for Aram, the sales office there. So it's still, the temperature is perfect, by the way. There's a nice breeze, there's a sea breeze, the temperature maybe, I don't know, 28 degrees maybe. I'm just going by feel, but it is beautiful, beautiful weather. And it'd be a shame to stop walking. And I need to get my steps in. Now, a lot of these blocks here are either being torn down and rebuilt or refurbished. So this whole area is going through what I believe the word is gentrification, right? Making it more upper class, making it nicer, thereby raising the prices, the aesthetic, and consequently, I suppose, also the clientele. Because if you start getting rid of all the cheap accommodation on the beach, like backpacker type level, and you start making it more expensive, then of course you'll change the clientele as well. Because some of these rooms are actually very, very cheap to rent for a night. And if you can commit to a week or a month, it will be even cheaper. Like some of them actually have prices listed here. I don't see any prices listed, but let's keep an eye out. Here we have Jomtien Gym, which I don't require, because in my building there's an extremely nice gym. So why would I pay for a gym membership if there is a nice facility in my own building? Now here, I've never been here. I see a lot of positive reviews about the clubhouse Jomtien. Seems to be a very nice place. As is the next one coming up, that orangey looking building there, which is the Jomtien Boathouse Wine and Grill. Again, gets a lot of positive reviews for the value for money and quality of food. Now, I'm not sure if I'm gonna make it all the way to the end. I don't think I want to do that, because I have an appointment back in my apartment at 1 o'clock, where the fire brigade is doing their annual checkup of all the fire equipment, including the fire alarms and sprinklers in the rooms as well. So I've asked to be visited at 1 p.m. And since it was my time, my choice, I should be there at 1 p.m. It is nice and quiet on the beach road, as you can see. This whole piece here, the traffic, used to be a two-way road. They've turned it into one-way, so they've actually made a circular circuit, if you wish, where you go one way on the beach road, and then if you want to go the other way, you have to go to the second road, and then use one of the connecting roads to go in between and arrive where you need to be. This actually drastically improved the traffic flow. I mean, as a car owner, I'm sure it's not always that convenient to have to do the loop. But in terms of just pure traffic flow, it is much, much nicer now. Here, by the way, you see the hop on, hop off tuk-tuks. And there's two right behind each other. I mean, they keep coming. Oh, there's a third one. You know, you never wait for a tuk-tuk. Well, maybe you wait, but not long. They're always here very, very quickly. Special room rate, 1,000 baht a night in the Silver Sand Villa. So 1,000 baht is what? $30? Think so. Maybe even less. I would not call that expensive. $30 a night. I haven't seen the room, but given the location, and given the grounds, it doesn't look too bad. And here, this is the boathouse. Popular place. Oh no, that's the boathouse. This is full beach. Okay, here we're going a little bit more narrow. Somewhere here, there is another favorite hangout of my wife. And that is the nail salon. I think I can see it coming up there. And why am I such a connoisseur in nail salons? Not really, but I do recognize that little gray building on the beach. Opal House. I've had dinner with my mom there and my sister. And after so many years, I've been to many places, obviously you would expect. What are they doing here? They're putting up... I thought they're putting up a Christmas tree. They're actually trimming down a tree. Now this is drastic cutting, which looks more than trimming. Maybe they're gonna build a Christmas tree. Okay, let me get past this. I don't like this. In any other country, that would have been cordoned off for people not to be allowed to walk there. Where, did I miss it already? I missed it already. The nail salon is over there. Lemon something. Lemon spa maybe? Lemon nail salon. Here we have a surf shack where you can rent your windsurfer. These are windsurfers. These are not normal surfboards. Or there's pedal skis here as well, pedal boards. But of course there's no surf here. There's no waves. But you can see the windsurfers over there. And in the distance there, Koh Larn Island, where you can get a ferry for 40 baht one way. And it's about a 40-minute ride to get there. So very, very close. And it's quite a nice island. On the island itself, we have a number of favorite beaches. I mean, by no means is that the most beautiful island because it's quite busy sometimes. But it's convenient, you know, because it's right there. And it's nice to go to the island sometimes. You just get a different vibe. But we will rent a motorbike. Motorbike will cost you 250 baht for the day. It's not expensive. And then, what is 250 baht? That is 250. What is that? $7.50 a day? Something like that? I think so. $7 a day for a motorbike, whole day. And then you can go wherever you like, because obviously where the ferry stops, those are the most busy beaches, right? Because everyone gets off the ferry and parks off on a beach. So if you take the tuk-tuk, you can take a motorbike taxi, or we're finding, because it's two of us, it is just as cheap to just rent our own bike. Then we don't have to depend on a tuk-tuk or a taxi, a motorbike taxi to be available. Although a motorbike taxi, we actually share it. You know, so there's three adults, the guy riding the bike, and then the two of us sitting on the buddy seat, the three of us on that bike. But it's also distances, so it's okay. But anyway, it's cheap, it's more comfortable to just have your own bike. Why not? Why the hell not? Okay, so now I've walked the whole length anyway. Not the whole length of the beach, by the way. Not even half the length, because I could have turned left when I reached the beach road. And that's a longer stretch than to this corner here. But we are here now at Jomtien, Pattaya Beach. As I said, Jomtien being a suburb, I suppose, of Pattaya. Pattaya is literally a little bit further on. This beach still continues. The road takes a turn here if you want to travel to Pattaya. But you can go straight here as well. And then you will come to a hill. And on that hill is where you'll find the big Buddha. It is also a very trendy little area there in terms of their beach. That hill is called Pratamak Hill, with the big Buddha on the top. On the other side of that hill, you'll find the other bay with beautiful long beach, and that is Jomtien Beach. Oh, sorry, that is Pattaya Beach. Right, so here we are. We are now going to our bank, deposit some cash into our account. I took some dollars, exchanged them into baht, and they will now go to my local bank account. Now, unfortunate for me, the baht currently has experienced some resurgence, and it's actually very strong against the dollar, the euro, the yen. So obviously a strong baht means less baht for my dollars. Well, it is what it is. We're here today. We're not here in the past. We're not here in the future. Okay, I've actually decided against the bank. There's a massive queue inside for the tellers, and the CDM, as it's called. We have ATMs, which are automatic teller machines, right? Which is where we draw our cash, which doesn't help me. Then we have SSTs, which are self-service terminals in banking worlds, which can provide a range of services, but they don't have SSTs here. And then we have the CDM. And the CDM, typically combined with an ATM, but CDM is a cash and check deposit machine, CDM. Cash deposit machine, check deposit machine. Now, as we saw just now, they only have one of those, and it's being worked on by two guys. And there's even people standing there already waiting for these guys to be finished. So I'm actually not in the mood to wait for all of that to finish, especially given that I'm actually going to the mall in Pattaya, Central Festival, because we need to buy some items there. And there is a big bank in that mall. So I will rather go there instead of standing in a queue here for no good reason. Well, there's a reason, there's even a good reason, but so it wouldn't be for no good reason. But I'm just not in the mood to stand in the queue. Let's put it like that. Now we can see that we are still early for all the activities to start. Because whether in Jomtien or in Pattaya, people really start to go out and do their thing in terms of restaurants, bars, shopping from lunchtime onwards. In the morning, you have roughly two crowds. One, the active crowd, the people that get up and go for their walk, like me, or run if you're more fit, or go to the gym, or do something active. And then you have the other crowd that have been living it up the night before, and they're sleeping it off. Right, when it crosses the road here. When you cross the road in Asia, especially at signals, at traffic lights, keep your wits about you, because often the traffic light gives you a false sense of security, because people don't always give a shit here. They will ride through and drive through a red light when the little green man invites you to cross the road. In fact, if there is no traffic signal, you completely and utterly rely on your own senses, which is often a much better way of crossing the road than to trust the little green man, because he can lie to you. And then I must even say that in Thailand, as far as Asia is concerned, it's probably one of the most civil places anyway. When if you go to Bali, or like Vietnam, my God, there you have to take your place in the traffic as a pedestrian. So you literally have to walk into oncoming traffic and force it to stop, otherwise you'll never cross the road. But at the same time, you have to be so aware. You have to be so aware of what you're doing and make sure that they will actually yield to your request and let you cross. So yeah, it is what it is. We'll take the good with the bad, as they say. So now, as we're walking up the road here, I can see both my buildings lined up. A little bit of a commercial, if I may. The building coming up on my 11 o'clock behind this jungle of cables that I spoke about yesterday in another video. Check it out. But in front of me, at my 11 o'clock, we'll see a building You see a building called the Riviera. Any minute now we'll see the name properly. Now it's right in front of me at my 12th floor. Let's get past this placard for the Pattaya Jazz Festival. So here now we see the Riviera Ocean Drive behind that pink building, to the right behind that pink building. There I have a one-bedroom apartment suitable for two people, two adults, or possibly an adult and a child under 12. And it is ideally located on the 20th floor with easy access to the gym, cardiovascular and weights gym, as well as the swimming pool is there as well. There's another swimming pool on the 4th floor. And of course, a few steps to the Jomtien night market.
Okay.
And 2 extra steps and you're on the beach. The tuk-tuk will stop in front of your house and going the other way towards away from Pattaya. It stops on the beach road. But to go to Pattaya, you literally get on the tuk-tuk here. Here goes one right now. You can see 10 baht per person, and you're in the Pattaya mayhem. If you want to do some shopping, we have 2 7-Elevens right next to each other. There is one here, and then for reasons unbeknown to me, there is another one right next door here. So close access to 2 7-Elevens. And if these are not good enough, then across the road there's another 7-Eleven, and then a few hundred meters further yet there's a brand new large 7-Eleven which is just opened a few months ago. Now what we typically do is for our big shopping, we go to the big hypermarkets. We go to the Big C, or we go to Lotuses, I think you have to say now, or we go to Macro. We prefer Big C, I don't know why. My wife likes Big C. But yesterday we did some shopping in Macro and Lotuses as well. They're all next to each other on the Sukhumvit Road, which is the big thorough road which runs along the back of Jomtien and Pattaya. So that's a very big road. It's not a highway, but I do think it's probably an 8-lane, four lanes each direction. It's quite a large road. So yeah, the Riviera Ocean Drive. Now then in the distance, we see a building that looks like steps going up. That is the Riviera Jomtien. It's not far, it's a 1.2 kilometer walk, 1.5 miles walk or something. What is it? It's a 10-minute walk for me. Not that you would have course to walk from there to here, because that one is on that side of the road, so you don't even cross the road. Same distance to the beach, and everything that you need is there as well. It's got its own 7-Eleven, it's got its own massage parlors, all restaurants on the beach, everything that you want. But the facilities in these buildings, that's why we buy from the Riviera developer. We've just bought another 2 units in a low-rise development they're doing now called the Riviera Beverly Hills, to be completed in 2 years' time. Anyway, in the Riviera Jomtien, the one in the distance, that is actually a 2-bedroom apartment on the 13th floor, 12A, because I think the Thais are superstitious and they don't want to call it 13, so they call it 12, and then 12A is our floor. It's actually 13. Both of these units, by the way, have ocean views, so they look that way. Beautiful views. So you can sit on your balcony, have your beer, have your glass of wine, or a sip of anything else that you like, and just chill out in your own apartment. No need to go out. 7-Eleven sells alcohol, but there is Tops. There is the big supermarkets, as I said, where you can buy anything that your heart would desire. So I like to sit on my balcony with a glass of wine or a beer and just watch the world go by. So both units can be found on Airbnb, by the way. And if you want to know where they are on Airbnb, just drop me a message. I'll send you the link with booking details and all the photos, so you can actually check these units out for yourself. So here we are. We've actually walked a circle now, because we're back at my house. And there in the distance, we see the Aram, that new building that's being built. There, the Copacabana. And here, my Riviera Ocean Drive. So we'll be signing off now. I'll be saying thank you very much for watching me. God, greet security, and we'll be going in. While we're here, let's look out the window where the Riviera Beverly Hills will be built, and it will be similar in style as the ones in front of it. Low-rise buildings, I think only 5 floors, because that's all they're allowed to build there. I think there's a height restriction. So yeah, so we'll be waiting for our apartments over there as well, and looking forward to staying there. So until the next time, I will be saying thanks for watching, and don't forget to tinkle that little thumbs up, smash the subscribe button, and follow that little bell so you get notified when I launch a new video again. It doesn't cost you anything, but it means a lot to me, so please help me out.